Wake up, IDV. Have you ever kited for 3 ciphers just for your rescuer to get stuffed? This is your chance to start picking up rescuers. My name is Ali, and I am going to teach you how to play rescuers better than I do.
But how am I supposed to know what character I should play?
Don't worry, we are going to talk about all the rescue characters and make a decision then. First, I separated the different rescuers in their own brackets. We are going to start with the main rescuers. The main rescuers are going to be your go-to picks. These type of rescuers want to carry Tide Turner and take as little damage as possible. This means body blocking on first rescue is a no-go. You need to farm the survivor and get out of there ASAP. Now let's talk about the second bracket, the secondary rescuers. These two are very good at doing a second rescue because of the abilities they provide. With these characters, it's important to help the survivor transition into a good area and in the best case, protect them until the cipher is primed. Knight can run a Tide in certain circumstances if there is no other rescuer. Just remember to use Shield and Tide Turner separately unless you are against a dangerous double-down hunter like Smiley Face. The third bracket is going to be an underclass of the secondary rescuers, the harassers. Harassers don't have to be considered rescuers, but they can do the job for them. These characters usually run flywheels, so they have full power during support. The only exception is Wildling, since his support style is very safe and he has strong kiting on his own. Here, I want to bring up Escapologist specifically. Other than most rescuers, his kite is not very strong at the moment, which means you should prepare to spawn safely or rotate early. While his kite isn't exceptional, he does have strong pressure by being able to transfer a chair. This can deny the hunter pressuring other ciphers since they have to protect the chair. The last bracket are going to be kiters. No, literally, these are just plain kiters. Yet they mustn't be underestimated. Some of them have items that allow them to rescue easier than other kiters. This is why you can run Tide Turner on the ones listed. The exception is Puppeteer, since Tide Turner sabotages his own ability, and his healing debuff makes this an inconvenient playstyle. Here are some more kiters that could run Tide situationally if you are already good at them. I do recommend sticking to actual rescuers, so you will have a good chance of playing good consistently. Great, now you have an overview on what survivors to play. If you want to learn playing a new role, my personal recommendation for rescuers are Gravekeeper and Coordinator. Gravekeeper is really strong this patch, and he cannot be punished as hard as the average rescuer. This will make you practice your rescue timing and execution while achieving great results in every single rank. Coordinator is really strong if you want to play something versatile. She is an all-rounder and can be picked in every single team comp. This character can teach you raw kiting, item discipline, rescue timings, and so much more. Cord also allows you to support as long as you still have your gun. Her main build should consist of Flywheel and Borrowed Time. Taking a full kite build is also possible, but I prefer Borrowed Time, especially during the rescue. Now that we have that said, we can talk about actually rescuing. First, you want to set up your rescue. What this means is you have to know where your teammate is dying and move to a different area nearby before the hunter is able to chair them. Especially when you are allowed to choose your spawn in ranked matches, the hunters will expect you to come from where you are decoding your cipher. Running in a straight line to the rescue can be fatal. By being somewhere else, the hunter has a harder time to predict where you are. Most rescues, both rescuers and non-rescuers, get stuffed simply by getting cut off. So this way, you will have one advantage. Now that you have put yourself in a good spot, it's time to talk about chair timers. A normal chair will take 30 seconds to go after half and another 30 seconds to launch. Therefore, you want to go in around 15 to 20 seconds chair progress to give yourself enough time to make the rescue. Now you made it to the chair, but the hunter did not hit you and is going for the terror shot. If you aren't playing a rescuer with the ability to stun, you have to bait out the hit. To do that, you can use following tips. You can rather tap a chair and let go immediately, or you can start rescuing until the progress bar reaches the middle. This will often make the hunter panic and go for a swing trying to terror shock you. Important to note is that these tricks will not always work. Sometimes you just rather have to go for it or wait until after half. Keep in mind that the moment the chair almost reaches 50% and goes over half, most hunters will think you will try desperately to rescue to get the save. This is why last-second rescues almost always result in a terror shock. It's better to rescue someone after half than you getting stuffed. One important thing to pay attention to is where you are positioned on the chair. You can rescue from the left and right. If you are a first rescue with Tide Turner, you should rescue from the left side. This way you have a higher chance of farming your teammate instead of taking damage yourself. Why farm your teammate? On the first rescue with Tide Turner, you want to make sure to preserve your own health. Tide will keep your teammate alive for 20 seconds, but you have to use the time to rather decode or set up another rescue. Taking a hit for your teammate will result in time loss for your team, so keep this in mind. If you are second rescue, however, you should always body block your teammate and use your abilities to support. Therefore, you should rescue from the right side since it increases your chance to take the hit for your teammate. Great, now you know how to execute your rescue. For the last chapter of this video, I want to talk about a few persona traits that you should consider taking when you play rescuer. The first persona is symbiotic effect. It will increase your movement speed by 6 to 10% as long as your character is running towards the rocket chair. This will help you reach chairs faster and make bigger maps easier to deal with. If you have EU ping like I do, this trait is an absolute game changer. The second persona is healing. Take 1 point in healing and get there, and you will be healed faster by 15%. You can take more points in it, but I don't find it necessary. The last persona I recommend is Shelter. Even though it got nerfed, it's still a really powerful trait after rescue. It increases your self-healing and healing speed by 8 to 24%. This will help you after getting downed or reset with your teammates after rescuing. I take 2 points in 90% of my builds. Thank you so much if you watched so far. If someone wants to see me go into rescuing against specific hunters, I will gladly follow up on that. Now, if your duo gets stuffed on their next save, you can tag them under the video. If you still get terror shocked, I recommend Tide Lawyer. Bye-bye.